So, Mr. Vilku, thanks a lot for being here. We opened this edition of the Social Football Summit, so we are quite responsible of that. Thanks a lot for being here. And my first question for you is, why UN Tourism is participating to Social Football Summit, where there is the connection between sport and tourism? Of course. Yeah, we hope this will be only the first one, and definitely you are in the right place like talking about football and especially of the development of football. Out of my curiosity, what do you see is the sport tourism impact on local communities, and how you make sure that actually destination will be successful? Because this is probably a little bit the doubt of everyone. Like, yeah, we build big stadium, we organize event, but how we make sure that actually it will be sustainable and it will be successful?
Sport tourism, it's a real driving force for modernization and for sustainability approach for the destination. I'm referring a lot to the perspective of the destination, because we stay in touch with the companies that are managing administration, the business model of tourism of countries, region, and cities, many of which are our members. And basically, they are targeting demanding consumer, which are putting a lot of importance on the parameter defining these new challenges. And in order to do it successful, to approach such a demanding consumer, this is triggering a truly deep transformation process in the destination. You need to develop, to lead the way in innovation, to develop tools that allow you to enrich the experience of the traveler, to enrich the experience of the fan, to improve her connection with the event, with the sport event that is being attended, and also by extension with the destination. And also within this context of the pressure that this type of demanding client are putting on the destination, it's connected the need to have a very clear strategy on sustainability, and to address the sustainability not only under the economic dimension, but also under the other very important dimension, the environmental one and the social one. And I can share with you that this pressure is quite efficient, and the destinations which are leading the global tourism in sport tourism are the ones that have extremely efficient long-term vision on how to make the impact of the sport activity they attract, they organize, very beneficial for the local community. They have very sophisticated and coherent strategy on how to connect with the local community, how to create a sense of belonging, a sense of commitment of the local community with the sport activities they are trying to host, with the big event they are trying to host. It's somehow the opposite situation of that we have in many destinations with over tourist problem, rejecting tourism. In the leading sport tourist destination, it's quite a contrary. Habits of well-being, of a healthy life that are induced by the tourist of this profile. The fact that to have a sustainability strategy, you need to have a prior framework of consulting the local community and make the local community feel identified with the event. So this is why I'm saying that the impact in the destination of, in the case of the destination betting for sports tourism, it's being quite relevant, and this is why so many other destinations are seriously considering to bet on sport tourism as a vehicle toward a sustainable development of their tourism.
Yeah, we will talk a lot about sustainability. I think that nowadays it's a little bit in the center of all the discussion we can open, and it's very important we keep it sustainable. And as well, I agree with the fact that it's very important to engage with local communities in order to make the event feel like accommodated and not having people against the event, because it's something we have seen in some cases. This is super interesting, and I was wondering, maybe, do you have any concrete example of successful, let's say, sport tourism occasion that you want to share with us?
Yeah, I have many. In fact, this is one important part of our activity. You know, when we, let me say something which is very important about a particularity of UN tourism, of our institution. We are the UN specialized agency in tourism, but we are the only UN agency having as members not only the countries, not only the member state, not only the government of the member state, but also a solid network of more than 500 other members, which we call affiliate members. It's the area I am in charge with, which are basically the stakeholders that are moving the tourism industry. I'm referring to the private companies. Our members are big hotel chains, airlines, consulting companies, technological companies like Expedia, TripAdvisor, Booking, and so on. Also the local administration. We have as members the destination management organization from the big capitals region and so on, universities and so on. 25% of our affiliate members are destination management organization. Well, we are in touch with them on a daily basis, and one part of their interest is to get inspired by what others are doing. Sharing good practices, it's an important segment of our interaction with them. And of course, we have a lot of destinations that are successful. They want to expand and to share their knowledge. And we have spectacular best practices in effective public-private partnership on how to measure the impact of a sport event in details. Just to give you an example, one of our affiliate members is Visit Scotland, which is the destination management organization of Scotland. And they organized in 2023 the World Championship of Cycling. And it was very interesting because they share with us how they are preparing in advance to measure the impact of the event on all the three dimensions, but not only economic, especially in social dimension. And the methodology and the metrics defined were very complex, very diverse. And after the event, I saw that it was an extremely impactful and useful medition, measurement of the impact, including, for example, the effect of the more than 800 side events of the World Championship of Cycling in the neighboring area. It was not to show that it's not only an event beneficial for Glasgow and for the main route. And this information was then provided to all the destinations that somehow were side beneficiary of the event. I can tell you that a lot of other destinations worldwide were very much interested to know this methodology, so we help them to improve their way of method of measuring the impact of a big event. Because if you show to the local community that the championship you are hosting, that the infrastructure you are building will be part of a beneficial legacy for that community, this is the first but huge step toward a sustainable development. So I can share with you many other examples, but I think this is a very illustrative one.
Yeah. I think it's super interesting, these things you mentioned, like to create a positive circle, so all your affiliates can actually help each other to improve, to get better, to share best practices. So this is really, really interesting. And as you know, here we are also talking about the future, the challenges that we might have in the next year. So in the last minute we have left, I'm curious to see how you see the future, how you see the development, and maybe what you wish for the sport tourism to become. And this.
First of all, I want to be very frank and say that all the evaluation we have, all our data indicate that this, the current dynamism of the sport industry, and by extension of our component of sport tourism, will continue. So the premises for any planning, strategic planning, are very positive. Of course, we are developing our tourism industry within a context full of challenges, geopolitical challenges. I will not make here reference, we all know. Also, dysfunction on the supply chain, but even within this context full of challenges, all our evaluation, and we as an organization, we are releasing every 3 months a barometer, including a perspective, are very optimistic. And as part of this, scenario, the sport-related area of tourism, it's also characterized by very optimistic perspective. Why? Because both the current areas that make strong the sport tourism continue to offer a huge potential for further development, but also the new tendencies that we are seeing in the habit of tourists tend to improve the importance of sport tourism. And when I'm referring to the new tendencies, let me tell you that I mentioned that we are developing everything hand in hand with our affiliate member. We have affiliate members having their own big data, their own very valuable insight, like for example, TripAdvisor. They released recently, and we worked together, a report on the new tendencies, on behavior of the consumer based on their millions and millions of reviews. And we are seeing a shift on the consumption pattern toward more preference for outside activities, for active tourism. In another study recently made by Expedia, we saw, for example, that today 3 in 5 visitors that are traveling to attend a sport competition, they include in their trip outside activities, outdoor activities outside the area of their competition. So this type of change of consumption pattern show us that there is a lot of potential to further increase the importance of this segment. Also, we are noting that the huge interest of the government, of the local administration, to take advantage of the learned lesson on how investment in infrastructure, it's a good bet to increase the quality of life of the community. This is why today we are seeing quite a competition on how to make the sport infrastructure to be much more than the venue for sport events. we've dedicated important discussion on this. Few months ago, we organized our own Congress on sport tourism, and we organized it in the Stadium Santiago Bernabeu of Real Madrid, also in the Stadium of Atletico Madrid. Why? Because the main promoter of our Congress, the local city hall of Madrid and the local government, were very much interested to encourage the debate on how a stadium is much more than a simple stadium. It's culture, it's tourism, it's entertainment, it's part of the brand of the city. So this tendency called the attention to all type of destination, because we see a lot of potential also for the small destination.
Yeah.
It's not only to be in condition to organize Olympic Games or World Champions. There is a huge potential in amateur small event, in very specific activities. But the base of everything is that the consumer, the fan and the traveler, it's every day more aware and concerned of the importance of her decision on the planet, on the local community, and that the destination are very much aware of it. So in few words, we are working on the hypothesis that this segment will continue to grow and will continue to offer opportunity for all profile of destinations.
So we will see each other next year to update and see where we are. I think that here we are in exactly the example you were doing, like a stadium that it's not only a stadium that lives every day. So thanks a lot for sharing your experience, for being with us today, for helping me to open the stage. It has been a pleasure. And yeah, I think
Thank you for having me.
Thank you
and
so
yes,
much.
you can be sure that I will have the pleasure next year to be
We
here
will wait for
and
you.
to continue the discussion.
We will wait for you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Carolina.
Thank you. We see you later.